This is part 3, Ventures Review. We are going to open to page 60. Student book. Verbs plus infinitives. So in the previous sessions, we talked about verbs plus gerunds, ing. This time we're going to be talking about infinitives. And what word do you need with infinitive? To. To go. And if you have to go, you need a to after that too. So it's going to be to help, to swim. These are all infinitive. Here we go. Page 60. Grammar focus, questions and answers. Infinitive, to plus the base form of a verb. Examples. Infinitives often follow verbs that talk about future plans. Where do you plan to go? Where does he plan to go? Do you plan to go to the park? Does he plan to go to the park? Answers. I plan to go to the park. He plans to go to the park. Here we go. He needs an S on the verb. Plan, plans. Infinitives often follow these verbs. Agree, to do it. I can or can't afford to buy it. Decide to come. Expect to pay. Hope to see. Intend to bring. Need to visit. Plan to bring. Promise to look after. Refuse to do it. Want to see you. Would like to help. Okay, let's read a few of the examples. Number 1, how much do you expect to pay for the concert? I expect to pay no more than $25. Remember, I always ask you to use a complete sentence when answering a question. And I expect that you're also reading out loud. Number 2, what have you decided to do for your birthday? I've decided to go to an exhibit at the art museum. One more. Can you afford to buy a ticket for the show? Not really. I need to start saving money. I can't afford to buy a ticket for the show. Okay, so let's turn to page 62, please. Use already and yet with the present perfect to talk about actions you expect to happen. Use already in questions and affirmative answers. Use yet in questions and negative answers. Let's read the examples. Have you bought the tickets yet? Expecting it to happen. Has she already seen the movie? Already happened. Affirmative statement. I've already bought the tickets. Negative statement. I haven't bought the tickets yet. Affirmative statement. She's already seen the movie. Negative, she hasn't seen the movie yet. So yet means it hasn't yet happened. Already means it's already gone by. So that's kind of easy to remember. Okay, let's read the past participles. Irregular verbs. Begin, begun. Bring, brought. Buy, bought. Do, done. Get, gotten. Go, gone. Make, made. Pay, paid. Put, easy, put. Next, read, read. See, seen. Set, set. do a couple of these on this page. Everyone, it's 11 p.m. The salsa concert has already ended. 8, it's 8 a.m. The Science Museum opens at 9. It hasn't, that's right, opened yet. Next, it's July 5th. The Independence Day has already finished. One more, it's the beginning of August. School begins in September. School activities haven't begun yet. Okay, good. Page 69. This is an important one. Notice how they keep stressing and giving you over and over infinitives and gerunds. So here we are. An infinitive is to plus the base form of a verb. Infinitives often follow verbs that talk about future plans. A gerund is the base form ending with the verb plus ing. Gerunds often follow verbs that talk about preferences. And what does the word preference mean? That's right, something that you like, you'd rather have. Both infinitives and gerunds can follow some verbs. Let's read the examples. We intend to study tonight. Future plan. We need to go home. Future plan, infinitive. Next one. Thomas dislikes exercising. This is a preference, ing forming the gerund. Next, they enjoy swimming. Again, a preference followed by a gerund, ing swimming. There are some that you can use an infinitive or a gerund. Let's read the example. I like to cook, or I like cooking. The little blue box with the example. What do you enjoy doing on the weekend, Victor? I enjoy walking in the park. What do you intend to do after class? I intend to study at the library. Little stretch. Page 72. Adverb clauses. Grammar focus. Clauses with when. Let's read the blue block, useful language. Use a comma when the when clause is at the beginning of the sentence. We've been practicing that concept a lot and talking about that a lot. When you are speaking or reading out loud, pause after the comma. Everyone, the little peach box. A clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb. The word when often joins two clauses in which the activities occur at the same time. Use when plus present tense to talk about habits. Examples. Everyone? When I have a lot to do, I make a to-do list. What is the dependent clause? When I have a lot to do. Why is there a comma there? That's right, because it's at the beginning of the sentence. It is not the main clause. And when that happens, what is the tense that you use in the main clause? Present tense. I make. Let's read that sentence again. When I have a lot to do, I make a to-do list. Next, when she feels tired, she takes a break. Present tense. We're going to reverse and put the dependent clause at the end to see what happens. I make a to-do list when I have a lot to do. What do you notice? No comma. Next one, she takes a break when she feels tired. What do you notice? No comma. Okay, let's do one or two in the practice session area. You have many things to do. Make a to-do list. Example, When you have many things to do, make a to-do list. Next, when you have a deadline, you have a deadline, write it on your calendar. Create the clause, dependent clause at the beginning. When you have a deadline, write it on your calendar. Next, don't let people interrupt you. You need to concentrate. What is the dependent clause? When you need to concentrate. So here, it's in reverse, isn't it? Don't let people interrupt you when you need to concentrate. They want it at the end of the sentence. No need for a comma. Okay, great. Let's go to page 74. This is adverb clauses. Use before and after clauses to order activities in a sequence. So what is a sequence? Things that follow in logical order. 1, 2, 3. First you do this, next then you do that, then you do the next thing, then you do the next thing. Right? It's a series, and they are in logical order. Okay, everyone? After I watch the news, I eat dinner. Let's read the explanation. Watch the news is the first activity. Eat dinner is the second activity. So you're going to use the word after. Read it again, please. That's right. After I watch the news, I eat dinner. Next, what are the two activities? What's the first activity? Reads the newspaper. What's the second activity? Eats breakfast, right? So we're going to use before. Before she eats breakfast, comma, she reads the newspaper. Why is there a comma? It's the dependent clause at the beginning of the sentence. Good. Next. Let's use reads the newspaper first. What is it going to be? She reads the newspaper before she eats breakfast. Any commas? No. The next one? What's the first activity? Watch the news. What's the second activity? Eat dinner. What is it going to be? I eat dinner after I watch the news. Let's turn to page 75 and read the examples on this page. Everyone, what does Ken do before he eats breakfast? Before Ken eats breakfast, he works out. The other side, what does Ken do after he works out? Ken eats breakfast after he works out. We just did this in great detail a while back, so if you need more practice, please do it by yourself. Now we're moving on to page 86. Modals. Use could to give suggestions. Use should to give advice. Should gives stronger advice than could. Everyone, you could get a smaller car and save money. He could keep his money in a savings account. If someone says, what should I do? Then feel free to use should. You should open a savings account. We also spent a great deal of time on this, so let's just read a couple. Everyone, my rent is going up again. What should I do? Here's my advice. You're a good tenant. I think you should talk to your landlord. Notice, here's my advice. The next one, I have to fix my credit. What should I do? You should talk to a debt counselor. He can help you. If someone especially uses the word should and asks you what you should do, then you're obviously going to use should. You could use could, but here's a place where it's a stronger emphasis on your idea and they really want to know what it is. Okay, number 3, can you suggest a nice restaurant? It's my wife's birthday. You could try Chow's or how about Anita? So they're asking for a suggestion. It's not what should I do, where should we go? It's a suggestion. You're going to use could. Okay, I think we got that one down pretty well. Page 88. Gerunds after prepositions. So what does a gerund, what 3 letters does a gerund end in? ing. Here we go. In, of, about, and for are examples of prepositions. Prepositions are very difficult in English. I understand that. And the way to really help you to remember is to read as many English articles as possible. And when you do, focus on the preposition so that every time you see it, you're reinforcing it in your mind as a preposition. But reading newspapers, books, novels, anything at all, advertisements, it doesn't really matter. Just keep reading over and over as much as you can each day. Everyone, what are you thinking about doing? I'm thinking about buying a car. What is she afraid of? She's afraid of losing her job. What are they interested in doing? They're interested in applying for a loan. So what did you notice about the second verb in the sentences? ing, buying, losing, applying, and applying for. So that's the modal. Afraid of, excited about, famous for, good at, happy about, interested in, nervous about, sad about, thank someone for something, think about, tired of, worried about. Okay, let's go to page 98. This is another very important grammar lesson, the present perfect continuous. This is probably going to be the last thing that we're going to review. Everyone, use the present perfect continuous to talk about actions that started in the past, continue to now, and will probably continue in the future. Question, have you been living here for a long time? Have you been living here for a long time? Yes, I have been living here for a long time. Continuous, ing. Perfect, the words have. Have been living here. Next one, has Tony been working here for a long time? Yes, Tony has been working here for a long time. Next, have they been working here for a long time? Yes, they have been working here for a long time. ing means it's continuous. Have shows the perfect, which means a continuous action. So it's going to be have been working. Next, how long have you been looking for a job? I have been looking for a job since October. How long has Tony been working as a teacher's assistant? Tony has been working as a teacher's assistant for about a year. Next, how long have they been working at the school? They have been working at the school for about a year. So this is the last video and the last lesson we're going to have before the next semester. I'm hoping that we're going to meet in person, and I look forward to seeing all of you then. In the meantime, have a wonderful vacation. Remember to register for school, and see you in July.